ProWrestlingTees.com/616entertainment is the home of all official 616 Entertainment merchandise. Pick up a shirt, you'll be glad you did. This video is also brought to you in part by the Patreon producers, without whom content like this would not be possible. It seems like the Man of Steel has been around forever, right? At the time that I'm writing this, let me check my watch to make sure. Yep, we're looking at 83 years of Superman history. 83 years! Inside of that near full century, we've seen our favorite superhero depicted in myriad forms across damn near every medium I can think of. From his home on the pages of comic books, to video games of all shapes and sizes, he's had thousands of action figures and collectibles. He's even been featured on the big screen a dozen times. And that's not including the countless television series that date all the way back to 1948's 15-part serial, which was the character's first ever live-action appearance. And that's going to be our focus here today. I want to go deep into the live-action, cinematic future of Superman. Hey Dan-Dans, my name is Ian. Welcome to another installment of Superman for Everyone. If you're new to this channel or new to this show, the main idea is this. I love Superman, and I wanted to create a series that was accessible to big fans, casual fans, and even non-fans alike. So if that sounds good to you, click that subscribe button. There's no gatekeeping here, no bad attitudes, no bullshit. Now without wasting any more time, let's get to it. I don't want to spend a lot of time on the past. This isn't going to be a ranking of all the live-action Superman actors and their performances. But if that is something you'd like to see, let me know down in the comments. But I do think it's important to at least set the groundwork for present day by taking a quick look back at some of the more noteworthy live-action representations of the last son of Krypton. As previously noted, the flesh and blood debut of the world's greatest superhero was performed by Kirk Alyn all the way back in 1948. George Reeves would step into the role in 1951 and would become the face of the character all the way through 1958, as the adventures of Superman soared in popularity. Unfortunately, George Reeves' life would come to a tragic end in what was ruled a suicide, and 20 years would come and go before another man stepped into the red boots for the big screen. Insert Christopher Reeve, a man seemingly drawn up by some sort of divine being, birthed with the sole purpose of donning the red and blue. Christopher Reeve starred in 4 films from 1978 to 1987, and for many, is still the legendary face of the character in the live-action realm. Dean Cain donned the cape in 1993's Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. While I feel like this is kind of a forgotten era in live-action Superman, this show actually ran for 88 episodes across 4 years. 2001's Smallville, a weekly television series centered around a young Clark Kent, gave us Tom Welling's rendition of the character. Sort of. If you've ever seen Smallville, you know this. It's not a Superman show. It's a Clark Kent show. We see Tom Welling in the Superman costume one time, in the final episode, 10 years after the series premiere. Halfway through Smallville's run, Superman Returns hit the big screen. Our new Man of Tomorrow came in the form of Brandon Routh. And while Superman Returns didn't spawn any sequels or kickstart the Superman film franchise the way some had hoped, Routh himself did indeed reprise his role on several CW shows down the line, which was pretty cool. Despite several cancellations and failed pitches, luckily, it would not be another 20 years before another Superman film came to be. 2013's Man of Steel was the very first building block for the DC Extended Universe, with Zack Snyder at the helm and Henry Cavill wearing the cape. The DCEU's version of Superman, and several of the films in general, have faced tremendous criticism, and while that's another story for another time, what's imperative to the here and now is this. Following the release of the Snyder Cut of Justice League, we are, for all intents and purposes, moving into a new era of Superman in film. We have a cemented face of the character as far as television is concerned, with Tyler Hoechlin first popping up as the Man of Steel in the CW's weekly series Supergirl, where his performance was widely praised. Many wished that he would get his own show, and what do you know, here it is. Superman and Lois debuted to tremendous ratings, and was already renewed for a full second season just 2 weeks after its premiere. Tyler is carrying the torch very well, in my opinion, but back to the movies. I mentioned we were entering a new era, and It's true. The handling or mishandling of DC's cinematic universe has left a ton to be desired. Whether it's the studio itself flip-flopping on its goals for the future, several films not living up to expectations both critically and commercially, whatever the reason may be, it's been less than smooth sailing to say the least. But what we do know is this: Zack Snyder's extremely divisive vision for the DCEU has come to an end. Snyder himself told Deadline, "Warner Brothers told me when I started this process, the Snyder Cut, that they considered the theatrical cut as canon to their DC universe that they want to build out, and that my version will always be like this outworld non-canon version." He continued, "Warner Brothers hasn't really expressed any interest in making more movies with me. So that begs the question, where does Superman go from here?" Snyder's vision for the DC Extended Universe began with Man of Steel. Henry Cavill's Superman, for the most part, is a Zack Snyder creation. At the end of the theatrical cut of Justice League, it's clear that Snyder's vision has been completely thrown away. Superman is not going to become evil and serve under Darkseid, as Snyder himself has confirmed was the plan for the next chapters of his story. We close the canon Justice League with a smiling, red and blue wearing, getting along with his new partner's Man of Tomorrow, who has a new lease on life. So what the hell is this we're hearing about Cavill leaving the role? Wait, he's not leaving the role? Hold on, he wants to portray Superman for years to come? Oh, that's great! We'll finally see Henry don the cape under new leadership, right? Maybe not. In February of 2021, it was announced that J.J. Abrams will be producing a brand new Superman reboot film. Penning the script will be award-winning author Ta-Nehisi Coates, who may be most well known to comic book fans for his work on Black Panther. Outside of entertainment, though, Coates' work as a national correspondent for The Atlantic dives deeper into his real-life experiences and passions. Pieces like The Case for Reparations and The First White President shine a hard-hitting light on race relations in the United States. Why is this relevant to him being hired to write a new Superman movie? Well, sources close to both parties involved are saying that this J.J. Abrams-produced film will be the story of a black Superman. Which brings us back to Henry Cavill. I don't know about you, but I certainly don't think Henry Cavill is the man they have in mind to play this new black Superman. So let's take a look at the information at hand. 6 months ago, The Cultured Nerd reported that Cavill had signed a new deal, which was good for 3 new Superman movies and 2 or 3 cameos in other films. This is the same source that speculated that Ben Affleck would return as Batman after he'd already announced his departure from the role. They weren't wrong. If this is true, and Henry is keeping the cape, are we gonna have 2 Supermen? I mean, we're about to have 3 Batmen in the shape of Affleck, Keaton, and Pattinson, so the idea really isn't all that unrealistic, I guess. Let's go with that. Let's just say that the Cultured Nerd's report of Cavill sticking around is true. That way we can move on and talk about this new Superman film. I feel kinda weird calling him the Black Superman. I think it's a little off. There's a lot more to a human being than the color of their skin, so I kinda see Black Superman as a bit odd. I mean, for Christ's sake, we've already had a Superman that was black. More than once, actually. It's not like this is a brand new idea or totally out of left field. But what the hell do I know? I'm Italian. I'm white. Clinton Yates, an African-American writer for the Undefeated.com, says that, in his opinion, they have to call this movie Black Superman. So, who knows? We'll see what happens. Let's just roll with the word we do have and go into it. Who the hell is going to play this new Superman? Rumors have circulated since 2018 that Michael B. Jordan, famous for his portrayals of Adonis Creed, Oscar Grant, and even Eric Killmonger Stevens over in the MCU, was extremely interested in the part. Nothing of any substance ever really seemed to sprout from these seeds, but I think it's fair to throw out a never say never in this instance. The dude is a great actor. He more than looks the part. Good lord. And clearly, he wants to do it. I'd be all for it, personally. I'm a big fan of Michael B. Jordan's work, and I'd be interested in seeing what he brings to the table. There are tons of websites out there listing off actors who could play this new Superman, from John David Washington to John Boyega and everywhere in between, but I'll leave the casting speculation to them. I try not to deal too heavily in rumors around here, so When we have more concrete information, we can dive deeper into this subject. But for now, this is all up in the air. What we do know is this: a new era of live-action Superman is upon us. It's still very early into the show's run, but up to this point, I feel like Tyler Hoechlin is doing the Man of Steel proud. Henry Cavill might be suiting up anywhere between 3 and 5 more times, or he's already out. Time will tell. And last but not least, Ta-Nehisi Coates and J.J. Abrams are primed to launch a new Kryptonian rocket entirely. How all of these pieces fall into place is anyone's guess, but one thing's for sure. For the first time in what feels like forever, we've got a lot to look forward to regarding live-action Superman. Dan-Dans, I hope you've enjoyed this installment of Superman for everyone, and I hope you're walking away from this episode a little more informed on what the hell is going on in the live-action universe of the Man of Steel. I want to know in the comments how you're feeling. Are you looking forward to this Ta-Nehisi Coates and J.J. Abrams project? Are you a big Henry Cavill fan and you're excited to see whether he sticks around or whether he leaves? Have you watched Superman and Lois over on the CW? I want to know all these things. Let's talk a little bit about Superman. What do you think? Until then, I love you, and I will see you next time. I think we had a pretty good shoot, Patch. What do you think? Are you tired? You can take a nap while I edit. How's that sound?